Well, as you can see, we're doing some detailing today. Here we have everything I hope we need, but as always, I have no idea what I'm doing, so we just gotta send it. However, before we get started with any of the goodies on the table, we need to give the Beamer a wash. I don't have a hose here at the moment. I'm gonna have to get something figured out. So we gotta head over to the car wash, then we get back, I'll just rub it down with some rubbing alcohol and water. I also kind of have to, so I gotta do that first. But I'll take you with me to the car wash. We're back. Got the car in here on an angle so we can hit every side of the old girl. But before we get started on the actual compound, polishing, sealant, whatever, the real paint correction, there's a bunch of little things we gotta deal with on this 300,000 kilometer, 20-something-year-old car, clearly. First, we have a bunch of little dents to pull. Then second, this is the main spot on the car. We got some rust bubbling starting. But I also need to fix some old touch-up paint I did on both fenders. And there's some rust on the back that I want to paint over. So we got some color match paint, clear coat, whatever here. Then, after those two things are done, we'll do the compound polish, sealant, wax, whatever. I'm not gonna clay bar. I looked into it. Some detail freaks might get pissed at me, but I don't really think it's that worth it, especially for what I'm doing today. It's like, it's a lot of work for little reward. And then lastly, after we do the paint correction, there's a bunch of little stuff I want to go over on the car. This was wrapped by me when I was 16. I'm gonna rewrap these. I have wrap. I'm gonna wrap these mirror caps because I don't like the Plasti Dip on them anymore, and we'll peel off the Plasti Dip on the handles. I'm over the Plasti Dip life. So I guess that's all 4 of our steps we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna get started by just wiping the whole car down with rubbing alcohol. We'll start with that, and then we'll get pulling some dents. Alright, we got our perfectly prepped surface here. Not quite perfect, but you know how we do things around here, not perfect at all. She's a little marked up with tape, just there's a lot of little rust bubble spots I'm noticing. I knew of, I don't know, 5 or 6, but I'm noticing some more. There's a shit spot on the trunk here. However, in the near, I don't know, couple years, I do have a carbon fiber trunk in my mind, so I'm not going to worry about that. It's quite hard of a spot to get, but I marked all the places right now just so I can remember. I don't forget one halfway through. But moving on, we have our hot glue dent puller now. I've never used one of these, so we'll see what's in here, what it comes with. I'm hoping it came with instructions specifically. It's not too complicated of a thing to understand. Chinese hot glue gun. I'd like to know what there's 2 different colored glues, what they want me to use for what. I'm assuming there's specifics. I'm gonna sit down and read these, just so I know what everything in the kit is meant to be used with. Then we'll start going around and pulling dents. Did it work? So yeah, I pulled some of it, and I gotta go right here again. Well, we had a little uh-oh. I think you can see it on the camera right here. We cracked the paint. We're gonna forget about the dent pulling. That sucks. Might have to repaint there. And if we're doing it, we might as well do here too. We're gonna move on. I'm gonna start masking off anywhere we need to paint. There's lots of spots, but you're gonna be switching to time lapse and music mode. So sit back, chill, and watch me mask. Let's send her. Okay, we got the whole car masked off, all the little spots we're gonna hit. This one I left a bit because I need to sand in there, so I just want to leave tape out of it until done, but I'll paint that off. We got the sandpaper here. Gonna hit it with 220, then 400, then paint, then hit it with 3000 after, and then buff it. But sanding is boring. So we're gonna do a quick jump cut to when I'm done. Okay, we are back. So most of the sanding is done in the main spots. I gotta do a little bit more here just because it's rust bubble, but we took a break from that and moved to this side. And we uncovered some unfortunate things about this dent. So as you may be able to see, that cracked so easy because it's Bondo. Which makes me wonder what happened to this car that it required a Bondo fix. But I'm likely never gonna know that. We went out and got some Bondo. So we're gonna sand this down a little bit more around there and patch it up and just kinda do a quick job. I'm not trying to uncover and sand the whole thing down and figure out what happened. Not worth it to me right now. It's for future Tyler. Okay, so all the sanding is officially complete. The Bondo, I think, is good here. Feels nice and soft. So we're pretty much just ready to shoot some primer. So this is the primer we got. 3-in-1 primer shade gray 1K. It was recommended by the paint match guy who's making my spray can for the paint match. So that's what I got. So let's start with coat 1. Okay, we got our first layer of primer down. Went pretty good. Got some down here. Just a light first coat. But our one issue is gonna be over here. So when we sanded this down, whoa, I thought this looked pretty good. But it turns out, oh, let me see. There, I think you can see those cracks on the camera, is that those weren't sanded down. Assuming that's because that was also Bondo. I'm gonna sand it down and put a layer of Bondo just to fill those cracks, because I might as well deal with it while we're here. Moving on to primer coat number 2. Okay, second coat of primers down. It needs about 30-40 minutes before we can wet sand it for color. But in about 15, we can sand this down. Because this was just one coat, I'm gonna put some Bondo on there, then we can reprime that. Everything's wet sanded. Now it's just time for color. Okay, that is it for painting. We need to give all these like 24 hours. I might even give it 2 days to properly cure. And then we can come back, scuff it with 3000 grit, all of it, and then we'll start on the detailing of the whole car. The 2 spots I'm fixing, they're like halfway done. I'm just gonna finish that off camera. So I'll see you guys when this is dry and we can start the detailing, compound polish, wax, you know it. We're back in the garage. It's been 2 days since we painted, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out. This is looking spicy, honestly. This is my favorite fender right here. Looks pretty good. Yeah, we got the other one, fender right there. We're looking good on the A-pillar. Yeah, it's not perfect at the bottom there, but you know how it is. Good enough. Those 2 are set. We can start pulling off some masking. Then we're moving on. Okay, we got all the tape off. However, our paint isn't as good as a match as we hoped it would be. And the paint is pretty old on the car and it's new, so it's never perfect, but it's not the best. Yeah, you can definitely see the difference there. I'm really hoping that the compound and polish can make that not as bad. So this is bad. Obvious hard lines that are not going anywhere. It's just, this is almost down to primer because I sanded it too far. Trying to figure something out. And so I'm sitting here thinking about some possible solutions. What we're gonna do on this side tonight is I'm gonna paint it again. I'm gonna sand it quick. You're not gonna see any of it. I'm just gonna do it off camera real quick and paint it and let it dry. But this time I'm not going to use any hard lines. I'm gonna kind of freehand it, mask off a bit. I'll show you that, but I'm sure if there's anybody who knows how to paint cars, you're looking at me like an idiot because I screwed up. I'm kind of rambling on because I don't really have my thoughts together. This is my baby, so I'm quite upset. But I'm gonna mask this off and spray it and try and blend it more, and hopefully that's better. But let's see if we can fix a problem. I won't have to sand too hard. It's already primed, and this is quite a learning experience. Okay, we got it masked off. I didn't go too crazy with the mask because we're just spraying color, and I'll be careful. We're gonna shoot this and then let it dry. Okay, so we're almost ready for clear here, but I can tell you right away, this is much, much better. So, learning lesson, you gotta blend it, motherfucker. But, anyways, we learned our lesson. I got some more tape. I'm gonna run around and do the rest of these. Probably be out here late tonight, but I want all this paint dried so that next time I'm out here, I can get to f***ing detailing. That's the next thing you're gonna see. I'll see you in another day when all the paint's dry and we can finally start detailing. We're back after our second paint and I'm out of paint. So I gotta live with this. I'm not the happiest. It's still pretty clear where, oh, there's a lawnmower. Sorry, someone's mowing the lawn beside me. It's still pretty clear where I'm painted. I'm praying to God that the polish and compound can help that a little bit, but I've got it to a point where I can live with it for the next couple of weeks. My hope was that I could restore this paint pretty much to its original glory in 2004. That looks like it's not gonna happen, which means there's a wrap in this car's future. We finally get to start detailing the whole car, and I may get to drive my old girl soon, but I'm gonna start compounding and polishing. We have had a successful detail. The car is compound, polished, waxed. It helped these spots a little bit. I think in the sun they're gonna be much better, but I'm done focusing on that because I'm just excited we're almost done. All we have left now is some of the small stuff. So off camera I painted the mirror caps, those gotta go back on. Side markers is gonna go back on. We have a banner, windshield banner here, that's from a local club that I want to slap on, and I'm going to re-wrap these because it's starting to peel. I don't want them carbon, just black. So we'll get that done, and then we get to pull this baby out and I get to drive it. Okay, we got the banner on and all the wrap off this window trim. But I'm kind of liking it chrome. I've always been of the mentality, I hate chrome, get rid of it. But I'm kind of liking it. I might keep it for a couple weeks and see what I think. Let's get this old girl in the sun and check out our detail. Well, there she is. Happy with the chrome, I'm happy with the banner. Thanks for watching. It's sunny, hat's messed up. See you guys in the next one.